What if the richest person you know is actually completely broke? We see them every single day on our feeds. They drive $70,000 cars. They live in massive houses with manicured lawns. They wear clothes that cost more than your monthly rent. But behind closed doors, many of these people are living a financial nightmare. They are one missed paycheck away from total ruin. They do not own their lifestyle. Their lifestyle owns them. This video explores how adopting minimalist money rules can help you achieve financial stability and optionality, regardless of your income level. Because wealth is not just about income, it is about minimizing the hidden costs of stuff and preventing lifestyle creep. Think about a fictional professional named David. David works in New York. He earns an impressive salary of $150,000 a year. By all traditional standards, David is rich. He drives an expensive sports car. He lives in a luxury apartment in the center of downtown. He wears tailored suits. But if you look closely at David's bank account, a very different story emerges. Every dollar he earns goes right back out the door. He has a massive car loan. His monthly rent consumes half of his take-home pay. He has stacked up thousands of dollars in credit card debt just to maintain his high-end lifestyle. David is stressed. He cannot sleep at night. He is trapped in a job he does not like. Why? Because he cannot afford to miss a single paycheck. If he loses his job, his entire world collapses. David has a high income, but zero financial security. Now, let us look at another fictional professional named Sarah. Sarah works in Hoboken and Jersey City, New Jersey. She earns $65,000 a year. That is less than half of what David makes. But Sarah lives by a different set of rules. She drives a reliable, paid-off compact car. She lives in a comfortable, small apartment. She fills her home only with things she truly needs and loves. Sarah saves 20% of her income every month. She has an emergency fund that can cover her expenses for an entire year. She has investments that grow while she sleeps. Last month, Sarah's company announced major budget cuts. Many of her coworkers panicked. But Sarah did not feel stressed. She knew she had a massive financial cushion. She had options. She could quit her job tomorrow and take her time finding a new one. Sarah has a modest income, but she has true wealth. Now let us look at some real-world data to understand why this matters so much. A famous study by economists at Princeton University looked at the link between money and happiness. They found that emotional well-being rises with income, but only up to a point. That point used to be around $75,000 a year. Adjusted for modern inflation, that number sits around $100,000 today. Once your basic needs are met, more money does not automatically make you happier. In fact, earning more money often leads to more stress. Why? Because people immediately increase their spending. This is a real psychological phenomenon known as the hedonic treadmill. The hedonic treadmill is simple. You buy a new item, it gives you a quick burst of joy. But very soon, that new item becomes your new normal. The excitement fades away. You start looking for the next thing to buy. You run faster and faster on the treadmill, but emotionally, you stay in exactly the same place. Minimalism offers an exit ramp from this exhausting cycle. It is not about living in an empty room with nothing but a laptop and a single chair. It is not about deprivation. Minimalism is about intentionality. It is about clearing away the excess so you can focus on what truly matters. When you apply minimalism to your finances, you unlock a superpower. You stop wasting money on things that do not add value to your life. You start building an emergency fund that gives you peace of mind. You start buying back your time. Today, we are going to dive deep into 10 specific minimalist money rules. These rules will change the way you look at every dollar you earn. They will change the way you look at every item you buy. Let us get started with the foundational concept. That changes everything. To master your finances, you must understand this core idea. Everything costs money, twice. When you stand in a store or look at an online checkout page, you see a price tag. Let us say you want to buy a luxury leather jacket. The price tag says $400. You think to yourself, I have $400 in my bank account, so I can afford this jacket. But this is a dangerous mistake. That price tag only represents the first cost. It is the initial purchase price. Beyond that initial price, possessions create ongoing costs. Storage, maintenance, mental energy. Opportunity cost. Every object you bring into your life demands your resources, for as long as you own it. Consider storage costs. Every item you own takes up physical space. The self-storage industry in the United States generates over $40 billion in revenue every year. Nearly 10% of American households rent a primary self-storage unit. Even if you do not rent an external storage unit, you are still paying for storage through your rent or mortgage. You are paying thousands of dollars a year to shelter your objects. Consider maintenance costs. Things break. They get dirty. They require repairs. Think about buying a swimming pool. The initial cost might be $40,000, but then come the chemicals, the cleanings, and the repairs. Over 10 years, maintenance costs can easily exceed the original purchase price. The same principle applies to luxury cars and premium clothing. Consider mental energy costs. Every object you own occupies a small piece of your attention. Psychologists have found a direct link between physical clutter and elevated levels of stress hormones. When your living space is packed, your brain constantly processes visual noise. You worry about your belongings getting damaged or stolen. Eventually, your possessions begin to own you. And finally, consider opportunity cost. The money you spend on one thing can no longer work for you somewhere else. If you spend $500 on a new game console, that money is gone. But if you invest that same $500 in a fund tracking the Standard & Poor's 500, historically returning around 10% annually, in 30 years, that $500 grows into nearly $8,700. That is the true opportunity cost of your purchase. The next time you are tempted to buy something, pause. Visualize the second cost. Ask yourself, am I willing to pay for this item twice? If the answer is no, leave it on the shelf. Now, brace yourself, because we are about to reveal a truth that marketing companies spend billions of dollars trying to hide from you. Are you actually building wealth or simply renting an illusion? Let us look at the 10 specific rules you can use to transform your financial life. These rules are practical, realistic, and ready to use today. Rule number 1. Calculate cost per use. Most people only look at the price. That leads to bad financial decisions. Sometimes, buying the cheaper item costs you more in the long run. Other times, spending more is completely justified. Meet Mark. Mark buys a high-quality winter jacket for $300. He wears it every day during the 4 cold months of winter, roughly 120 days each year. He keeps it for 5 years. That means he wears the jacket 600 times. $300 divided by 600 uses equals 50 cents per use. That is incredible value. Now consider another purchase. Mark buys a specialized indoor rowing machine for $1,000. He uses it enthusiastically every day for 2 weeks. Then he gets bored. The machine sits untouched in the corner of his bedroom. Total uses? 14. $1,000 divided by 14 uses equals $71.42 per use. That is incredibly expensive exercise. A temporary gym pass would have been far cheaper. Before making any non-essential purchase, run this calculation. And be brutally honest with yourself. If the cost per use is too high, do not buy it. Rule number 2. The replacement test. Ask yourself, if this item disappeared today, would I spend money to replace it? If the answer is no, it likely holds negative value. Walk through your home. Look at your possessions. Imagine each one vanished into thin air. Would you actually buy it again? If not, it may be dead weight. It occupies physical space, consumes mental energy, and adds no real value. Sell it, donate it, let it go, without guilt. Rule number 3. Never upgrade out of boredom. Learn to resist replacing functional items, simply because a newer version exists. Tech companies and car manufacturers are experts at triggering your desire for novelty, but modern innovation has largely plateaued. The difference between last year's smartphone and today's model is often tiny. If your current phone works perfectly well, upgrading is usually a waste of money. You pay a massive premium for a thrill that disappears within days. Drive your car until it becomes unreliable. Use your gadgets until they truly stop serving you. Rule number 4. Create friction for spending. and ease for saving. Retail companies spend billions removing friction from buying. One tap, one swipe, purchase complete. To protect your money, build friction back into your life. Delete shopping apps from your phone. Remove saved credit card information. Create a mandatory 24-hour waiting period for non-essential purchases. Most of the time, the urge to buy disappears completely. At the same time, remove every obstacle from saving. Set up automatic transfers. Whenever your paycheck arrives, a percentage should immediately move into savings or investments. Pay yourself first, before you have the chance to spend it. Rule number 5. Count your possessions. Regularly auditing what you own prevents unconscious accumulation. When you lose track of your belongings, you buy duplicates, you purchase another black shirt, forgetting you already own 3. This weekend, choose one category: shoes, books, kitchen gadgets. Count them, one by one. You may be shocked by what you discover. Awareness changes behavior. Rule number 6. Rent or borrow before you buy. We often purchase things based on fantasies about our future selves: camping gear, professional cameras, musical instruments. But fantasies do not always survive reality. Rent the equipment first. Borrow from a friend. Test the experience before committing thousands of dollars. This simple rule saves money, while allowing you to explore new interests without unnecessary risk. Rule number 7. Understand the lifestyle multiplier effect. Nothing is purchased in isolation. Imagine someone named James buys a brand new luxury SUV. That single decision triggers a cascade of expenses. Insurance doubles, maintenance costs increase. He repaves his faded driveway to match the vehicle. He upgrades his wardrobe. He dines at more expensive restaurants to maintain the image. One purchase reshapes his entire spending pattern. Before making any major purchase, map out the entire cascade. Rule number 8. Define enough before you start earning more. Lifestyle inflation happens when spending rises alongside income. You earn more. You upgrade your apartment. You eat out more often. You buy nicer cars. Yet somehow, you still live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because you never defined what enough means. Without a definition, the goalposts move forever. Write down what genuine satisfaction looks like for you. When your income exceeds that amount, invest the difference. Use it to buy freedom. Rule number 9. Measure wealth by optionality, not accumulation. True wealth is not visible. It cannot be displayed in a driveway. It is measured in time, freedom, and choices. Imagine having enough money to cover 2 years of living expenses. You could walk away from a toxic workplace, decline projects you hate, spend more time with family, start a business, take meaningful risks. That is optionality. Stop accumulating objects to impress people. Accumulate options instead. And finally, rule number 10. Practice cyclical decluttering. Do not wait until your home feels overwhelming. Minimalism is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing practice. Every 3 months, spend 1 hour reviewing a specific area of your life. Audit your subscriptions. Review your bank statements. Cancel unused apps. Clear out your closet. Small, regular check-ins prevent clutter from quietly taking over. Ultimately, building financial margin creates a beautiful virtuous cycle. When you apply these 10 rules, your entire relationship with money changes. You spend less intentionally. That leads to greater savings. Greater savings create security. Security brings peace of mind. And peace reduces the emotional urge to spend. Most impulse shopping is driven by stress, loneliness, or the desire for quick validation. But when you already feel secure and content, retail therapy loses its power. The cycle reinforces itself. Less spending leads to more savings. More savings lead to more peace. More peace leads to even less spending. True financial freedom is not a distant dream reserved for millionaires. It is a choice available to you right now. It begins with the very next dollar you decide not to spend. Take control of your money, simplify your life, and buy back your freedom. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more practical guides on intentional living and smart finance. And let us know in the comments below. Which minimalist money rule are you going to try first this week?